Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Megan, and this channel is all about the Immanuel approach. And I am super excited about this conversation that I had with the founder of Alive and Well, Margaret Webb. Oh my word, you are going to enjoy this conversation. And I went back and forth on it, whether I break it into two parts, but I have made the decision to let it just play because it is such a rich conversation. I hope you enjoy it. And I would love to hear what you think about it in the comments below. And I will link my interview with Jessie, who is mentioned several times in this interview because Jessie and Margaret worked together for many years, if you're interested in watching that little episode. So enjoy. Well, I am so delighted to have you with me on my channel, Margaret. For those of you who may not know, this is Margaret Webb, one of the pillars of the Immanuel approach and the founder of Alive and Well. She is a legend, and I am so grateful that you agreed to be on my channel. Thanks, Jessie. Gotta thank Jessie, which is how we connected, you and I, because she worked with you for many years, and I have the privilege of being in a local community with her. So it's
Mm.
such a delight. Yeah, it's such a delight. So, Margaret, I would love for you to tell me a bit about yourself.
Ah, I'll try to be brief because that's a long story, but
Yeah, I bet. Yes.
I've had a series of careers.
Mm,
Started out in nursing, then from there back in the 70s, I went into holistic health and all sorts of, 70s stuff. And then I became a psychotherapist in the 80s
mm,
and had a wonderful time doing that in a Christian context within the context of a church. And then when I left my practice, I was adrift for a while without
mm,
portfolio. And
mhm,
I came upon the prayer ministry kind of the new in the 90s. Some of these guys like Ed Smith of Theophostic and
mhm,
of
mhm,
course Jim Wilder and all were beginning to reconceptualize both healing and prayer ministry. And
mm,
so I was excited about that. So that's when I started reading all their stuff. And by 2010, I had switched over from teaching Theophostic to teaching Immanuel prayer. And so I've been doing that since 2010. Jesse
mm.
helped me do that back
Yes.
in the day, even before that. I mean, I met Jesse in '08
Mhm,
and we were
mhm,
working together at
mm,
that time. So yeah, I've been looking for alternatives to healing and to approaching God and to
mhm,
relationship and prayer and all these things. And
mm,
not that Emmanuel prayer or the life model is the end of that journey for any, I mean, it's going to keep on going and we're going to keep learning more.
right,
But because
right.
of my my years, this is the pinnacle for me. This is
Mm,
where I landed and I felt like, this is what I was born to do.
mhm, mhm,
Which everybody
yes,
should have that experience. Get to a certain point and you know exactly who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. So
yes.
it's for
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. So it's been quite a journey
oh yeah.
for you. And yeah, I imagine you have just incredible stories about that journey and what that was like for you. Um, I love it. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. And so I would love to know kind of like a pre-Emmanuel approach and then post-Emmanuel approach. And I know that it's not like rigid, but what has been the most transformational for you? And maybe even why you're drawn and landed on the Immanuel approach, the Immanuel lifestyle. If you wouldn't mind sharing.
Oh no, I love sharing this because,
Yeah.
for a lot of us, it goes back to the beginning. And I had a good, high functioning Christian family with a legacy of pastors and leaders and all of that.
Mm,
But as with a lot in the 19th and 20th centuries, low relational skills.
yeah.
Relational skills were not understood, they were not
Hmm.
taught within the church context. It was kind of like listen to a sermon and then just do it. And I had enough relational deficits
Yeah.
that I couldn't just do it. And
Right.
so I left when I was 20. I just said, this is not,
Mm,
and it was all about whether it was a relationship or not.
hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
sat on my bed, said, show up now or I'm gone. And nobody showed up. And I
Hmm.
left
Hmm.
when I was 20. And
Mm,
it
wow.
wasn't, I had no idea at that time that the problem was mine, that
Mm,
I did not have the capacity to
mm,
take in the relationship that was right there for me.
hmm. Right.
So
Right.
I was gone for 10 years doing all kinds of alternatives throughout the 70s and all that until God spoke to me finally in
Mm,
76, I guess, and
mm.
told me the one thing I didn't want to hear, and that was that Jesus really was the Son of God. I really, really, so it's been a long, very, very torturous journey for me because the
Mm,
legacy
mm.
that I grew up in was both good and bad, and
Yeah.
I was rebelling against the bad,
Hmm. Hmm.
but the Lord, I guess, decided I was ready to hear. So he started speaking to me,
Mm.
and I started being able to hear him, but a long, long journey. I
Yeah.
was I
Yeah.
was in my 40s before I
Mm,
really felt like I was hearing God.
hmm.
So
Hmm.
that was the pivot point for me. It's always been the
Yeah.
pivot point. Is this a
Yeah.
relationship or isn't it? And what kind of
Yes.
relationship is it? So that's been my struggle for many, many years.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Actually, when I discovered Theophostic, I realized there was actually a way to learn how to connect instead of it just
Hmm.
being random and episodic, like you just have to
Yes.
go to the right conference or something.
Right.
Right. Listen to the right set of cassette tapes or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
that there was actually a pathway to being able to encounter him. And so that was I jumped right on it, learned it, started teaching it. And, but during that time, which was the sort of the late 90s, I came across Wilder and Carl Lehman.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so I started studying, of course, their materials and the brain science.
The brain science.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love the brain science because I had been in the healing business since I was 16.
Yes.
And it just made all the difference understanding how the relational brain works. So when I was studying all of that, the life model and Carl's, because Carl made the same transition I made from Theophostic.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm.
And so,
Yeah.
right, even when he was calling it the Immanuel intervention, when he was just sticking it in there when things got tough,
Yeah.
I was alongside. And then, anyway, so realizing that by 2010, I had to switch my training program. I had to
Mm,
start training
mm.
in Immanuel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's when I wrote a training program because at that point, there wasn't one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Thank God
Yeah.
there's many now people
Yeah.
training, and I'm so glad. But I
Yeah.
wrote a program that included a lot of elements of the life model, and then
Yeah.
um, my take on a good way to approach helping others connect with Jesus.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's what I've called it, the Immanuel encounter.
Yes.
Alive and Well calls it the Immanuel encounter because, hey, he's a person we're trying to encounter.
Yes.
I try to keep it from being a technique.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, that's the story of how it unfolded. And Jesse, like from '08 on was part of that journey. And
Mhm.
at a certain point, God told me to let Jesse do all the teaching, and I was to work on leaders, raising up leaders who could train.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's still going on. It's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
So leaders
Exactly.
are being trained to run
Yes.
the training program
Mhm.
to teach others how to do this.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
been my joy, is seeing other people not only have that transformation, so
Mhm.
in their own lives, but so transformation.
Mhm.
I, for whatever reason, the way I was raised, the way I'm built by God,
Mhm.
I could not do Christianity without it being an experiential relationship.
Right. Yeah.
I,
You
I
just
just,
you just nailed it.
well, I, uh,
Yeah.
to this day, I don't know that I would have been able to stick with Christianity if I didn't have intimacy with Jesus.
Right.
And I'm tempted to say that's what it's supposed to be like, but I don't want to sound like I know everything and the way I do it is the
Yeah.
only way. But
Right.
but
Right. Yeah. Mm.
so I was in Wheaton, Illinois, which is kind of a mecca of evangelical
Yeah.
Christianity,
Yes.
and very, very family deeply involved in that. And I saw how few leaders had that kind of joy in their relationship. Lots
Right.
of service, but not a lot of
Yes.
relational joy. So
Absolutely.
that was one of the catalysts. I mean, I was a therapist. I knew what was really going on with people in leadership.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so my
Mm.
own life, there's been, I don't, it's really hard to quantify, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
change, the kind of change, because
Yeah.
as with all true, genuine change, it happens slowly.
So,
I mean, God
yes.
can do something in a moment, and we
Oh,
all hear those stories, but
yes.
that's not what I would call normative
Yeah.
for trans.
Good.
You
Yeah. Because
like that?
that helps so many people, including myself. That's like this microwave. We just want, let's just get fixed, you know? But that's it. And I think alive and well, and this is from you, and I've heard it from Jesse too, is the phrase I've heard over and over from you all, and I love it, is we go at the speed of attachment. And
Mhm.
that is not a quick,
Mm-mm.
that is not quick.
Yeah, and it was so many of us, me included, went through the um, random and episodic period where you just never knew how it was going to work. And traditional therapy can't really do that. It's not designed to do that. I've been a therapist for a long time. I graduated in
Hmm.
the 80s.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
and I'm so thrilled that therapists now there are many therapists now actually studying the life model and the
Hmm.
Immanuel
Hmm.
process to bring it into their
Hmm.
practice, because developing maturity,
Hmm. Yes.
emotional and relational and spiritual maturity, is
Yes.
huge, never been focused on before in the church. And focusing on brain change
Right.
to bring about the capacity for relationship.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so many of us didn't have that.
Right. Yeah.
I was exhibit A on that score. And so
Hmm.
anyway,
Hmm.
that's the transformational thing is so big
It's so
that
big. I know. I know. I know. I'm like, this is a hard question. Yeah. Yeah. But I love just hearing that, because what I'm taking away from what you said is it's so relational that it can't really be quantified, like you said. And I don't think it should, I don't think, because that's not relational, this is what I'm learning. I'm like, oh my goodness, how?
you know?
Well,
So,
Megan, you asked me an awesome question to talk about on this because it's
yes.
awesome to me because I've never had that question posed that way is
Mm,
um, how are we introducing people and why are we introducing people to their inner life?
mhm. Yes.
Um, and the first thing I would say about that is that a lot of us were taught to distrust our inner life in the streams of Christianity that most of us have come from.
Yep.
Very, very definitely taught not to trust our emotions, only to trust our knowledge.
Yep.
And the second one is that so many of us grew up without all the building blocks for a healthy inner life,
Yes.
that our inner life became an enemy.
Yep.
Mine was.
Yeah.
I have described myself as a cork bobbing around on a raging sea.
Mm,
That's about how much
mm,
control I had over my inner life.
mm,
And I did have family serotonin imbalance. And
mhm.
so it was the nature nurture deficit in
Yeah.
the elements, the food for the brain to develop joy, all of that. But my inner life was a wreck, a wreck.
Right.
All I
Yeah.
knew was uh, pain and turmoil, and nothing much more. I
Right.
didn't have relational strength. I didn't have maturity strength. Not
Right.
everybody's in as bad shape as I was, but we all have gaps
Yeah.
in
Hmm.
relational skills and maturity uh, skills. So to be introduced to your inner life was not a good thing.
Right.
Bottom line, it was like,
Exactly.
and of course, I started working in like the 60s when we were doing primal scream and
Oh, yes.
encounter
Yes.
groups and trying to stress people in, just go into your emotions and let it all hang out. I mean, I went through that whole
Oh, yeah.
period
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
of highly dysfunctional ways of approaching an out of control inner life. And what I've seen now, as we've practiced all the elements of the life model, the relational
Yes.
skills training, the maturity
Hmm.
training, the long, beautiful, slow process of journey groups that Amy Hamilton
Yes.
developed, where you don't try to change all these things in a weekend. You do years of
Yes.
with a trusted group of people. And
Yes.
um,
Yes.
I have seen my own inner life change completely
Hmm.
over time.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
uh, let's see. I'm going to look at my notes because I wrote some
Please
cool
do.
things down,
Yes,
and
I
I'm
want you to. I want you to look away.
yeah.
Oh, it's like I just am so excited about this conversation because ever since I heard you say that a couple weeks ago in the Alive and Well guide training class, I I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Like going that what the Emmanuel encounter is all about is training us to go inward, you know. So yes, tell me.
One of the things I wrote down that I feel like the Lord gave me was this is about reclaiming the God given power of the right brain.
Oh, oh, yes.
Our right brain is where the beauty lies, it's where God encounters us,
Mm,
it's where love is,
yeah.
joy, peace, contentment. That's all in the experiential life.
Yes. Yeah.
And until we reclaim that,
Mm,
it's missing.
hmm.
And then we try and try and try
Yes.
to behave our way into something that can only be trained the way it was supposed to be trained in childhood,
In
which
childhood.
is in
Yeah.
an environment of joy
Hmm. Hmm.
and connection,
Hmm.
true, honest, vulnerable, authentic connection.
Yeah.
So when we haven't had
Mm,
that, as I and many people did not have that, where do we find it?
mm,
We don't find it sitting in pews listening to sermons and just doing Bible studies. And there's nothing wrong with sermons and Bible studies, but it doesn't
right.
do this. And
Yes.
it is the thing that, in my opinion, has led to so much dysfunction in the Western church because
Yeah.
we've been standing on a false paradigm.
Yes.
And of course, there have been, Life Model has produced books that explain all of this in detail.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Wonderful books about the Enlightenment and the effect of all that. But I lived all that. You know,
Yeah.
those of us who were born, I was born in 46, so the middle of the 20th century, and just
Mm,
very little understanding. My father grew up on the mission field. Well,
mm,
serving the Lord was not enough to grow healthy children. Just because you're out there serving God on the mission field does
right.
not grow healthy children. So
Despite
I have
the
tons of
promises,
compassion. Huh? See?
despite the promises that if you just serve the Lord, everything will go right for you.
Yes. And again, kind of a misinterpretation of some scripture, but
Right.
just, and also a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
As we grow in our understanding of the brain and of relationship, it'll get better and better. But
Yeah.
I had the privilege of walking through that transformation that's been happening,
Yes. Yeah.
of learning how important it is to
Yeah.
understand how the brain forms capacity for relationship, just
Yeah.
like how the brain forms the capacity to play the piano or do any other skill that
Hmm.
requires practice.
Practice. Yeah.
Music is a right brain function,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
these things
Mm,
can be learned.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so being introduced to our inner life in an entirely new way. And so I grew up under the paradigm of you have to feel every pain that you've ever felt. You have to go to every bad memory that you ever had.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and you have to revisit all of that. And that is 100% not true.
Right.
So, on that note, one of the things that Jesse and I discovered together early in those early years, because the tendency is to want to say, okay, let's get people connected to Jesus, and then now we'll go after the pain.
Right.
Now, sometimes that's okay.
Right.
However, you have to get people connected to Jesus first before you go to pain.
Right.
Because the wounding factor in bad experiences is being alone in it.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
wounds.
Yes.
It's bad to have a traumatic experience even when you are connected, but what wounds us for life is
Yeah.
when we're alone in it.
Yeah.
All right, so what we didn't realize is that we're re-traumatizing people every time they go to that memory, because in their experience, they're alone.
They're alone.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're alone in it. So
Yeah.
our ethic is build the capacity for connection first.
Yeah.
And we do that. It sounds so simple, but in this is Life Model, and all of it is just having appreciation, gratitude, and uh, gardening. I call it gardening your positive
Hmm.
experiences.
Hmm. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
taking them like little sprouts and planting them in your memory garden. And then
Yeah.
as you revisit those, they grow.
They grow. Yeah.
They grow. And your capacity to take in the good grows. It really does.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there are neurons firing every time you do that. There are tracks laid down, as it were,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, brain, it literally probably neurons that grow. I would love to
Mm.
see, I've
Wouldn't
always
you?
wanted to
Yeah.
see someone hooked up, and watch that in real time, because I've watched it over and over again.
Yeah.
So the beautiful thing about watching Jesus work is that so often he heals the trauma without ever going to the memory.
Right. Right.
Because what he does is a lot of times he's just with them in the emotion. Like if they can just be with him, even if they're just touching on that,
Right.
they don't even have to be all the way to the bottom.
Right.
Hopefully not all the way to the bottom.
Right.
But
Yes.
whether it's a memory they're having or whether it's simply the emotion of feeling alone, which is kind of the most common thing, is just, I feel desperately alone in this part of my inner life. Well, over and over and over again, I have now experienced the presence of Jesus in my hurt places, my like my inner little girls, you know.
Yes. Yes.
You don't have to be DID or a multiple or whatever to have. I'm very visual, so I have little girl people that are attached to different areas of pain inside
Yes.
me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Feeling alone, feeling like I had to be perfect, all of these, you know, angry. Ooh, some angry parts. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. I got in touch with one just this morning, believe it or not.
Good for you.
I know. I know. Oh, amazing.
And then you see the triumph
Yeah.
is knowing what to do.
Yes.
We're all going to go off the track.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever be so perfect or stable or whatever that I don't have to reposition myself back with Jesus when I go zigzag.
Yeah.
You know, attachment pain is, as Wilder says, one of the worst, deepest, most damaging. Attachment pain. I have a lot of attachment pain.
Yeah.
And so do a lot of people.
Yeah. Me included. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think we're promised that everything goes away. I honestly think of attachment pain as my thorn in the flesh.
Yeah.
Because I can run into it under certain circumstances and it, man,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know now what to do about it. Might take me a little while to be willing to connect up with Jesus or let go of the defenses or the anger or the devastation, you know, because it's so familiar and it tends to want to suck us in to it, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know if that's the enemy or that's the brain, but you know what? At this point, I don't need to know.
Exactly.
I don't need to figure all that out.
Yeah.
I need to go to Jesus.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need help to do that. And that is where Immanuel prayer comes in.
Yeah.
I have, Jesse has done a few sessions with me lately because I'm in a life transition situation. And we laugh because she'll say, well, what are you up? I'm like, I don't really feel like I need a session today. And then later we'll be like, well, I'm sure you're glad you didn't need a session today because that was intense, you know?
Exactly.
But that is what helped. That's why we teach people to beautifully guide without intruding, without shaping, without offering solutions. It's a companioning with just some relatively simple processes.
Yeah.
And the more you've experienced that over and over, the easier it is to go down that track instead of the self-destructive. I'm just going to stay here and fantasize every bad thing I could possibly say to you, and
yeah.
you're going to get it, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. I love hearing what you just explained so uh, profoundly about why it's important to go inward. And I so resonate with you because that was a scary thing for me as well. Like it was like almost like off limits, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
right? Like, because that's where the sin is, or that's where,
mm,
you know, all of those desires and but actually beginning to explore and get to know who I am in my inner world is such a gift. It's such a gift.
and yes, and what Jesus does so much without taking people to pain. I never
Hmm.
take
Yeah.
people to pain.
Right.
If they're involved with
Amen.
Jesus and pain comes up and I say, "Are you still connected to Jesus?" then that's where we go. But
Exactly. Yeah.
but okay, where did I start out on that? Oh geez, I can't remember what I was saying.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
that's
this
okay.
this is my age group.
Yeah.
It'll
I
probably
hear
come
it.
back because I loved it. It was
Good.
so good.
I want it to come back. So that's what I want to say is that I'm so new to all of this, but it's part of the reason why I started this channel is I want everybody to know I can't stop talking about it because
That's
of the
okay.
difference between, you know, my whole life compared to the last couple of years. And I think one of the things that has been so surprising to me is I've definitely felt pain, but it is this whole lifestyle is so joyful, you know, and I
Mm,
don't experience a huge amount of pain. And, you know, I know people who are in therapy and even training to be therapists, and they it takes them out for like 3 days after a session. They have to recover because of not starting out with, you know, a positive connection moment, you know, and it can be the smallest little
mhm, mhm.
moment. And that has been really eye-opening for me, you
Wow.
know, because I think you think, oh, I'm just going to have to slog through to get healing. And I'm like, this
Mhm.
is really not a slog.
People
It's,
do. That's what we have ever since the 60s. That's what we've
yes,
gone to
yes.
therapy. I
Yep.
know what I was going to say.
Oh,
And it
good.
is such a beautiful thing because what I see Jesus doing is dealing with identity.
Yeah. Mm. Yes.
And
Yes. Mm.
he doesn't need to go to pain for that.
Right. Right.
And um, can I tell you one of my stories of
Yes.
identity, my
Please
identity
do.
stories?
Yes. Yes. I would be honored.
Well, this I don't remember when because I'm not good with time, how long
Yeah.
ago, but it was maybe several years ago anyway,
Yeah.
at least. And in some, maybe a journaling time or something, he said to me, "You're my only Margaret."
Mm.
And right away, I knew what he meant. I
Yeah.
knew instantly, which happens a lot when Jesus says something. It's like a deep thing. You just get what he means
Right.
relative to your whole history, you know?
Yes.
And so I have 5 different names. Um, I have my Margaret, Jean, that's my middle name, Muir,
Hmm.
my last name, Ferguson, my first married name, and
Mm-hmm.
Webb, my current married name.
Yeah.
Every one of those names has history and
Hmm.
identity.
Hmm.
And he's saying to me, "You're absolutely the only one like you. You're the
Mm.
only one I
Yes.
made that's
Yeah.
exactly like you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that brings to me the history that you have, the
Hmm.
turmoil that you've gone through, the problems that you've had, the kind of family, every single minute of it
Mm.
makes me 100% unique." And he loves that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I told a friend that, and she made me this, and I don't know if this comes out backwards.
I love it. No, it's good. I can see
Yeah.
it.
It's
My
a
only
rock.
Margaret.
Okay, we
It's a
live in
rock.
Arkansas. There's a lot of rocks.
A lot of rock.
And she wrote this
Oh,
and gave it to me, which was so precious. Then at
yes.
one point, I think it fell off a shelf or something. So it now has like a hairline crack in it.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just about, that goes about halfway down.
Oh,
And I love that because
yeah.
I'm cracked.
Yeah.
I'm cracked, but
Yeah.
learning who I am in his eyes and his heart.
Yeah.
Now, it's, you don't get that just by going to bad memories. You
Right.
get that by getting to know him and his heart
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
And he does that. I've had so
Yes.
many people when I was doing Immanuel prayer,
Yeah.
when they would be experiencing God and they would maybe be sitting on a bench with him or something, and they would be like, okay, God, let's get on with it. And Jesus would
But
be like, hey, I just want to be with you here.
I just want to be with you.
In other
Yeah.
words, I'm in no hurry. We're not going anywhere. This
Right.
is what it is. And,
Yeah.
you know, over perfectionistic, highly motivated, ladder climbing Americans are like, let's get on with it. Let's get this
Let's
done.
do it. Right.
Make me better. I got to get out there and serve. And Jesus is like, calm down.
Yes. Yes.
But this
Exactly.
identity piece is
Yes.
huge.
It's huge.
It's even more important than specific like relational skills or anything like that to
Yeah.
reorient our inner life
Yeah.
and take in his love, because that's how it was supposed to happen in the beginning.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
supposed to have people who were besotted with love for us and expressed it in every pore, it just poured
Yes.
out of them, their faces, their eyes, their voice, every minute of your experience with that person. And there are people who've experienced that, and I am so happy for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's so much easier for them to receive that from God.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
there is good news for those of us who didn't, and that
Who didn't? Yeah.
and Jesus is the best at retraining that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's incredible.
yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible. Well, I have tears right now because I'm a new grandma and I have he is going to be 4 months old tomorrow. His name is Charlie, and it's exactly what you said I'm just besotted with him. We're just obsessed, my husband and I.
Yes.
We just
yes.
And I am so grateful that I've had some of what I've had, learning about attachment and joy. And I see it. I see, like, when I'm doing joy smiles with him, it's exactly that. It's so beautiful. And this is what I've experienced with Jesus. It's so crazy because it's like exactly what you said. Like, I am the only one, and how much, and it boggles your mind, except that I'm like, this is true because it feels true. It feels true that you actually love me that much, because he just keeps showing it over and over in funny ways. He's funny with me, I'm sure he's funny with you too. I don't know, there's just something about it that it's incredible. It's what I've been longing for my whole life,
Yes.
and I'm sure
that's the longing that he put in us. Wilder says, and
yes.
others, I'm sure, say that the desire, the drive for connection is even stronger in an infant than the drive for food.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember learning back in the probably 90s or something, when people were adopting kids from the former Soviet, and they had been just sort of warehoused. They had been fed, but not loved or nurtured or touched or anything.
Yeah.
And they were the hardest kids to adopt and to reclaim.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
it can be done. But so I've been reclaimed. And
yes. I love that.
reclaim. Isn't that what he said? Yeah, reclaiming this,
Yes,
the
reclaiming. Yeah.
God-given power of the right brain
Yeah. Hmm.
to connect, to love,
Yeah.
to have joy, to
Mm.
feel, even to feel pain in a way that's what he designed for
Yeah.
us, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
understanding the six negative or the six big emotions.
Big emotions. Yes.
That what a
Yes.
teaching that is. That's such an
Oh,
important teaching. Building those bridges back to joy.
back to joy.
Again,
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about. Like I can get knocked off with attachment pain or competitiveness or feeling left out or I'll never measure up and just that
Right.
whole waves of
Yep.
stuff. But there's a bridge. And of
Bridge.
course,
Yeah.
attachment to other people.
Yes. Is
But the
huge.
strongest link in that bridge is Jesus.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Go back to your journal, read what he
Yeah.
said to you. You know, one
Yeah.
time he said, I even did this in a, you know, I don't know if you were at Transform, the time that Amy and Teddy and I were up there in front at Transform Life Model Conference, but we modeled some interaction with Jesus, and it was something that had actually happened to me. I was
Yeah.
feeling, I am so prone to feeling bad about myself. It is just
Yeah.
like a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And I
Mm.
usually go through it when I have to speak or something like that. I tank into some kind of
Yeah.
abyss. And I was telling him I feel like such a loser and all of that. And he said, well, you're just, because you're looking at the wrong thing,
Mm.
focusing on the wrong thing. You're not focusing on what I'm focusing on. I'm
Mm.
like, oh, well, what are you focusing on? You know,
Yeah.
well,
Do tell.
yeah. Well, I see a daughter that I love, you know, and then he just went into this whole thing about, you know, who I was to him, you know,
Yeah.
you're you're brave, you keep coming back, you know, you
Mm.
I think of myself as a spiritual athlete. I am the least athletic person on the planet physically, but I do think I'm a spiritual athlete because I just don't quit.
You just don't quit. I
I
love
get
it.
knocked down, I get hurt, I do things I just cringe over, but I don't quit. And I just keep coming and it pays
Yeah. I
off.
love that. Yeah. I love that. It does pay off, doesn't it? Yeah. Amazing. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Again, I have tears. I love it. Well, I see a daughter that I love. That's what I see.
Yeah.
I just love it. I am just so fascinated by people's encounters and being able to watch Jesus meet people and encounter them. And then my own experience, I'm like, this is the best job in the world. It's the best job in the world. You
I
know, it
agree.
just I love it. I love it so, so much. And I thank you so much for sharing so honestly and openly. It just means so much to me. And
Oh,
so, anything else that you would want to share to my wonderful listeners? Any encouragement? I love that he, you know, told you that he's reclaiming the rightful place of the right brain. Like that is such a beautiful thing. But
mhm,
what would you want people to know about encountering Jesus or anything,
mhm.
yeah, that's on your heart?
I keep thinking about what you said about people who are in therapy, and you know, I'm a
Mm,
therapist,
yeah, yeah,
but the paradigm ha is so flawed, really. It's if you do the cognitive behavioral thing, it's puts the left brain first. A
yes,
lot of
yeah,
therapy puts the left brain first.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I just want people to know that this is really a true alternative
yeah, yeah,
for healing.
yeah,
It goes right to the core of the issue, but
yeah,
experientially. Goes
experientially. Yeah,
experientially. I mean, Amy Hamilton's journey groups. transformative.
Mm-hmm.
Even just taking our course, like
Yes, absolutely.
as we're training people, they're learning themselves to trust that Jesus really is right there.
Yeah.
Like it's taking that performance burden off. I can remember the era when, or the church I was in, that had an active prayer ministry, but it was so much pressure on the prayer ministry to get something cosmically awesome from God and then hand it to the other person. And I got so frustrated with it because I would kind of sit and watch, and this person's like, the prayer minister's all up in the heavenlies, and the person being prayed for is like lost, left behind.
Yeah.
Not always, but as a technique, it had that, and it put tremendous pressure on the prayer minister. And so taking people who've been programmed that way in churches and training that out of them is so freeing. Like, if you step out on this, feels like thin air, and don't pull out all your techniques to help people, and just trust that the process of helping them connect to a positive memory, if they don't, but they get a sense of contentment or peace or joy, you're helping train that right brain.
Exactly. Yep.
And then trusting Jesus to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Just on Thursday in our training, one of the mentors said, and we all took a moment to write it down, and it's over there on a post-it, but she's like, I can hold space to let Jesus guide. And it like dropped this little bomb, and all of us were like, we need to write that down. Like it needs to be on, on our journals that we're taking notes when we're guiding.
Yes.
It was such a beautiful thing.
Cross-stitch it on your wall.
Cross-stitch it on your wall.
Because it doesn't have to be, even in the Immanuel process, you can do it in Starbucks. But it's understanding that it's not on us.
It's not on us. Yeah.
What's on us is attunement,
tuning in,
care, like a genuine caring for what that person is experiencing, good listening skills, and if possible, inviting them to share that with Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
It's holding space for Jesus to do what only he can do.
It only he can do. Yeah.
Not when I could say the exact same thing to someone entering a session that Jesus says in the session, and it would go bing, just go right over them.
Yeah.
But when Jesus says it in the right moment, bam.
Yeah. And he always seems to have the right timing for his delivery.
Yes.
Right?
He does.
Oh my goodness. Wow. We could just go on forever. So tell me more. No. But I want to be aware of your time. But Margaret, this has been such an honor and such a delight to hear from you. And I just honor you for all of the years of, I don't know if you would call it work, but it has been work, but it's probably not felt like.
Well, it is work.
It is work. Yes.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. Yeah.
And I'm called to do it at a level that's like a career, but it's still a commitment to anyone who truly wants transformation in order. I don't even have the big work ethic over it, like in order to serve the Lord better and whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, I want him to bring out of me everything he intended when he made me.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's kind of like whatever, he has dreams in his heart for everybody that he makes. you know when he knits
Absolutely.
us together, even
Yes.
before we, if our essence is eternal, then we
Yes.
existed before we became
Hmm. Hmm.
human.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
think that he has dreams
Mm.
and in his heart for each person, and they're not the dreams of the American ethic or the 20th century or 21st century or anything.
Right.
It's kingdom heart dreams
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
re- I want to represent the characteristics of the kingdom of God in my own life to the best of my ability before I die.
Yes. Yes. Before you cross over to eternal life.
Before I go up the waterfall like
Yes.
Reepicheep in
Reap
the
achieve.
it's
Exactly.
my favorite character, Reepicheep. He
Oh,
wanted to be first into Aslan's country.
yep. He sure did. He sure did. I love that so much.
Oh,
Yes. 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 I I I love that the dreams on his heart for each of us. I am just getting in touch with that. And it's amazing. Like he's actually said, "Can you imagine what I want for you?" Well, it's kind of hard for me to imagine because I've never had that experience of someone wanting, something good, And
oh yeah.
so it's so fun to explore. I'm like,
Mm,
"Oh, this is huge that you actually want good and you have plans and dreams in your heart for me." I love
mhm,
that you brought that
mhm,
up because that has
mhm.
been, just something new for me to
Yes.
experience. And I'm
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh, that's
That's a thing.
cool." Yeah, exactly. Like, "Oh, that's the thing. I'm gonna pay attention to that."
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
That is such an identity transformation, isn't it? To
yes,
believe, to
yes,
experience ourselves, myself being that valuable.
yep,
Um,
absolutely.
I
Yes.
don't know. I don't know very many people, but of course, I'm in the healing business, so
Yeah.
my world is mostly filled with people who come to a healing place. So I hope there are a
Yes.
lot of people out there who feel that valuable.
Who
But
feel
I
that
don't meet
valuable,
very
right?
many who
No.
feel that valuable,
Yeah.
who experientially know that God loves them that much and delights in them that much and
Yeah.
has had dreams for them before the beginning of time, kind of thing. And
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Which is why I want people to experience that, what you just said,
I
just
know.
the value. And I know, I want to be cautious of your time, but I just heard this beautiful thing about the Greek word adoption.
Oh,
Um, which actually, and I don't remember the Greek word and I probably couldn't say it, but it's this idea. So in the Pauline letters, the concept of adoption was you're the favored son. Like you are the favored son or you're the favored child. And it reminded me when he said to you, "You're my only Margaret." I had this moment as I'm listening to this guy talking about adoption, and I was like, "This is why you do this in Immanuel encounters. You treat all of us like we're the favorite." And he's kind of like, he just had the greatest smile on his face. He was like, "Yep." And I'm like, it was just so cool. But that's exactly what you just said. Like, you're my favorite, you know, you're my favorite. And to
yeah.
experience that and have it feel true,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, that's incredible. And I want
Huge
everybody to
to feel
experience
that.
that,
I know. Well,
absolutely.
he can do it. He can get it across. We
Absolutely.
are the only ones standing in the way
Yeah.
of him
Yeah.
getting that across to us, but he
Yeah.
gets that and he has
Totally.
compassion for that and he'll work
Yeah.
with us no matter what. I mean, I
Yep.
wanted him out of my life in the worst way. I mean, I
Yes.
was not happy
Oof.
with God.
Yes.
Was
Yes.
not happy with him. And
Yes.
he just stuck around.
It's that sticky love,
Sticky love. I love that. Yeah.
sticky love, man.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Megan, for being
Oh,
in the training program. And
yeah. You are so, oh, it's
yeah,
my joy.
but it's of course it's helping other people, but it helps me just to know that this program really did come from him. If it had
Yeah.
just come from me, it would have been over a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
really is from him, and
It
it's
is. Yeah.
multiplying and
Yeah.
changing the lives of a lot of people. And
Yes.
that's because of him, because he
Yes.
wants us to be close.
Doesn't he? It's
He
amazing.
wants that.
I, more than we want it.
Yeah.
And I thought I had I thought I mean, I want it, but he wants it even more. And I'm like, I just can't even understand that. It's
I have
incredible.
one little more tidbit. Do you have another
Yes.
minute?
Tidbit away, girl.
Okay.
Come on.
This has to do with the cross. And of
Mm,
course, I was raised in a very, very good evangelical church.
hmm
The cross is always all about sin.
hmm
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's part of it. But I
Yeah.
finally realized at one point that what Jesus died for was relationship,
Yeah.
renewed relationship. And so we're focusing on the impediment,
Yeah.
which is sin, instead of the goal, which is
Right.
relationship.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
the other part of it is that because of the sort of emotional desert that I grew up in, I would say,
hmm
um, I never felt sorry for anything. And the reason was the only, the big six, the shame, which we think shame is all bad, but it isn't. Shame is for the purpose of alerting us to the fact that we're out of harmony with someone that we want to be close to. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
I never had closeness.
Right.
So there was nothing to return to.
hmm hmm
And that destroys motivation for being vulnerable, for being repentant, for uh, owning your own stuff, all of
hmm
that. And I did not have the experience of feeling that sorrow, that shame until I was 30 years old in a prayer
mm
session.
Wow.
And just the capacity to know when I'm out of harmony with
Right.
God. I
Right.
mean, it's
Mm.
all performance unless you have that.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
all performance unless you
Yeah.
have the inner life of all of these words in scripture that we just say so easily.
Yeah.
Repentance and
Yeah.
restoration and all
Right.
all of those fancy words and the common words is, if all they are is words, and they were
Yep.
only words to me, there's no life in it and no joy and no Jesus.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, that is a beautiful tidbit. And again, it resonates so much with my experience, being raised in the church and growing up in the church and spending 30 plus years in a ministry organization. And yeah, it rings true.
I mean, you can
And
be compulsively repentant every day of your
oh,
life and have it not
yes,
be transformational or restorative
exactly.
of anything.
Right. Well, I mean, my story is I was so obsessed with my sin. Like I was just literally obsessed with my sin. But I love what you said because I don't think I was sorrowful. It was more like I just felt guilt and shame just continually. And
Mhm.
he is the one that pointed it out. He's like,
Wow.
you're more obsessed with your sin than I am. And I was like, wait, what? You're Jesus. You're supposed to be obsessed with our sin.
He's obsessed with you.
He's obsessed. Yes. Yeah. And I love what you said about the cross, that it's the union, the union. That's what, and the relational union, bringing us into that union. That's what it's all about. And so now my eyes are more obsessed. I mean, I'm more obsessed with him too. That's the beautiful thing. Like I don't think I loved him. I
Right.
didn't love him. I didn't have the capacity to love him. And
Yes.
that brought on guilt and shame because I I knew I couldn't, you know, but
Mhm.
now I do. And it's a whole different story when I'm out of harmony. It hurts me because I don't want to be out of harmony with him. It's a
Mhm.
completely different motivation,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I'm like, this is, this is the transformation,
Yeah.
that is so
This is
beautiful.
what the right
The-
brain was designed
yes.
for.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Exactly.
right brain and going inward into that beautiful place. So, oh,
Oh, just
thank,
yeah, wonderful, wonderful conversation and
yes, thank
talking
you.
about it in completely new ways because of the
Yes.
way you asked that question. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I am just so grateful because I haven't been able to stop thinking about it when you said that. Because I just, I was like, she nailed it. And I want to hear more about that. So thank you. And yeah, I bless you. And as you're in transition, I just bless you and know that there's good things to come for you. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you for creating Alive and Well, for partnering with Jesse, for training leaders. It's so huge, and I want to honor you for that. Yeah,
Thank you, Megan. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Uh,
Thank you. This was a
my
delight
heart is
for me.
full.
It was very
Yes,
delightful.
good, good. And people, I will definitely link the Alive and Well training, journey groups, and anything else that Margaret mentioned. I will link so that people can check it out where they need to find this good community to grow and connect and be aware of the presence of the Lord with us. So